Welcome to the Spooktacular Halloween Special, everyone! I am your host, PerspectiveEnd, here to present you with an absolutely ghastly video that I intended to do last damn Halloween. I wanted to do the trans arts Transmutate. She was the perfect subject for a Halloween video, but it literally sold out the day before I was going to pick it up. Wasn't a single one even available on eBay. So I bought the Generation Selects one and made the video on that, only to have a subscriber point one out to me on eBay on the 4th of November. Of course, I could get the figure I wanted to review for Halloween 5 days after it was no longer useful. So when I say that I've been planning to do this video for a whole year, I mean it quite literally. I've been planning on making this video for a straight 360 days. And now it is finally time to infect you all with the madness that has been dwelling inside me for all of 2022. Behold, Transmutate in Blood Spookovision. This isn't a filter for those confused about that. I'm just recording her under green and red colored lights. Does it look bad? Yes. Does it look exactly like it should? All grainy and shitty like an old horror movie? Also, yes. You can't really buy this anywhere at this point. This isn't meant to be an informative review. This is just meant to be entertainment. So enjoy the eye-gouging hideousness of Transmutate. And this time, I'm not just talking about the lights. This thing came to me already dead inside, just like her ghastly visage would imply. Now what that means is that the fucking light-up gimmick came pre-smashed to bits. I don't even know what happened. It was inside her head, and the rest of the figure was undamaged. I don't know what kind of foul evil inflicted some internal wounds on her, but there is no way that I'm getting a replacement part. I bought a discontinued figure through eBay. Who's going to provide the customer service? Anyways, this gruesome body horror freak show is just amazing to behold. It's a cursed miracle that it exists in the first place, let alone that it's a company like TransArt's first figure. I mean, what kind of straitjacket-worthy mind would make a masterpiece figure of the Transformers' most tragic nightmare given form? It doesn't even transform. This thing is useless. The build is as sickly and deranged as the person who came up with it. Out of the box, I was forced to perform surgery, attaching her limbs and ripping out her spine like a trophy to replace it with a new bone structure. In layman's terms, she came with no limbs attached, and with a separate spine piece that I had to install myself by disassembling the one part of her that came already together out of the box to give her a joint that had any hold at all, as the standard one on all copies is too weak to hold position. One would question why they even bothered installing and including the normal one when it flat out doesn't function, and they were including the better one in all orders anyways. Feels like they would have saved themselves some money and some time if they just put the stronger joint in themselves, rather than printing that part twice and assembling it with the wrong one that no one wants. But then again, what do I know? I'm just an idiot making horror puns on the internet. Also, the hold on these pistons just sucks. I have described many things as being held on by spit and hope over the course of my channel, but these are held in place by the memory of hope and spit that dried up millennia ago. The build on this is otherwise some kind of Frankensteinian abomination, not seen anywhere else on the face of this planet. Much of its light, thin, sickly plastic feels like it transfers some kind of disease, communicated through touch to whoever is unfortunate enough to hold it. And there's a truly bizarre use of metal on this grotesque girl. I'm used to diecast being used for the feet or the joints. Here, the diecast is used for the limbs. Sure, the many pistons are diecast and that makes sense, but the left bicep and neck are comprised of 6 total metal rods. I see the logic of it, but perhaps not the necessity. The neck is specifically designed to have the head turn more by having one of the pistons retract while the other one extends. Good luck getting that to work, fucker. The head is just going to fall off instead 100 times out of 100, and then the one time that doesn't account for is probably just the figure breaking. And I know that math doesn't add up, but 99 times out of 100 is just not enough times for the head to fall off. These brain cables are made of a very soft rubber, and it's a miracle when these hold place too. What if the reason that she was so slow is because her brain is not inside her head? What if it's in her torso, and her head is just a sensory and communicative organ, and the tubes leading to her actual brain are shitty coaxial cables? Girls processing what she sees and hears at dial-up speed. Truly, that is the most terrifying prospect of this video. This figure is overall so mangled by bad tolerances that this is the figure that finally convinced me to buy some joint tightener. Took like 3 months for me to get it because I guess it was in such high demand, so I was on the waiting list forever, and by the time I did get it, I'd forgotten that this is the figure that needed it in the first place. As much as I just slaughtered this figure on build, it honestly didn't deserve that fate. It does the job sufficiently, and the sculpt is phantasmal perfection. I sincerely don't believe that there is a single detail they got wrong, save for the fact that I think her arm pod over here didn't stop like this, instead leading to a cavernous void. Hell, she even goes out of her way to include some unnatural variabilities, like a leg that's on an extending ratchet so you can shorten it up and give her an even more disfigured gait, and the arm with the pins can suck up into the shoulder, maybe for some crappy punching action. This is satisfying to do. I also have no qualms with the paint. The once androgynous android got every lick of it that she required to emulate her eerie appearance. And her head is just as haunting as you could hope. The sunken eyes, the sorrowful stare, the distressed expression, all of it stretched across an alien skull like a distraught dead xenomorph. So lifelike, so unnatural. The uncanny valley weeps. She is haunting, possessed with the unwavering countenance of Transmutate. The more I look at her, the more I feel like she will come to life and scoop my eyeball out with her abomination of an arm. I suppose that this is as good a time as any to discuss accessories. Normally this would be a separate part, but she only has alternate faces. Like she skinned some poor sod and is masquerading around as them. One with a quiet smile that I'm not quite convinced means she won't kill me, and one that I'm almost positive is trying to suck out my soul as she releases her ultimate attack, the scream from 5-year-old Perspective's nightmares. So this abomination could have used a little TLC in her ghastly life, as her body could stand a few better tolerances, but in terms of appearance, she is everything that you could possibly want. A perfect visual representation of a character that fills me with nothing but dread to look at. Now let me tell you, if the fact that she's a living nightmare hasn't convinced you that you don't want this in your house, the posability may finally convince you to run and hide. Even if the neck joint doesn't work as intended, she does still get a ton of range out of her head, with like 3 more joints than normal, along with the whole thing being on a sliding track. The left shoulder pulls like a 40 at best, and the right one like a 30. No bicep swivel, elbows get like 2 different ranges, but both are a good bit more than 90. A weird-ass right hand on a ball joint that doesn't get a lot of range, with 2 double-jointed fingers and a static thumb. Something of an ab crunch and sideways bend, but no rotation. Legs only kick forward and back, not even out to the side 1%. One knee that goes maximum, and another that goes even further beyond. No thigh or ankle swivel, and feet with a small toe up and a huge toe down. So despite having a lot more range in a few areas than normal, I can't even call this passable articulation, as there are several basic joints that are just heartbreakingly limited. And there are a few joints that we should be taking for granted that are just missing. Things that no matter how low effort the figure should just be there no matter what. It is a chore making this thing stand when it has no sideways on the legs or ankle tilts. And I know that Transmutate wasn't known for dramatic poses, but at the same time, she did spend her final moments in Beast Wars with both arms out to the side, flying away, looking like Ultra Magnus's ghost only wishes he could. And I'm positive that she could at least point her arms out to the side with a swivel at the elbow, so not having the ability to do any of that just feels wrong. It takes this from being what could have been a passable figure and relegates it to a curio for only the most devoted of Beast Wars cultists. Like myself. And overall, it's a good thing that you aren't able to buy this thing anymore since it's not sold anywhere, as I'm not gonna recommend you get this thing. It wasn't expensive when it was available, but this is barely more than a posable statue. And the fact of the matter is that you were either going to want this no matter what, or you probably weren't going to want this. It's a flawless looking masterpiece scale figure of the most unsettling looking character in all of the Transformers, from one episode of one show where she managed to leave an impression, but I can't say that anyone's going to want this so that way she can be posed as part of anyone's battle display, or as a figure that anyone's going to want to actually play with. That'd be like getting a funeral home playset. There's a somberness to it you just can't escape. If you're like me, you will be satisfied with the money you spent, but this will probably become the figure that you least engage with in your whole collection. If not because she creeps you out, then because of the lack of the life in posing. And that's not a pun. And now it's time for the Halloween shoutouts, everyone. If you'd like a shoutout yourself, follow the instructions on your screen. If you leave anything out that the current screen is asking for, then I'm not going to go looking for it. You will either receive a shoutout with only part of the information you want, or if you don't send a link, then I will message you about it and you will have to wait till next month to get your shoutout. And obviously, if you just want well wishes or a birthday shoutout, I can do those easily and happily. Just please, follow the instructions. It's a lot easier for you to do it when asking than it is for me to hunt all that stuff down when like 20 people don't send what I need. Curlap wants you to all hail King Kreb the 4th of Krabby. Javery Price wants me to wish his friend Dylan Wade a happy birthday, back on the 18th of October. An awesome month to have a birthday in, if I do say so myself. Happy birthday and congrats on surviving to legal adulthood. Carlos makes content every now and then. Check them out for content. It's stop motions. They've returned. They cannot be stopped. I Am Not Me would like you all to know that he is history's greatest monster. Mr. Jazzy Driftor self-describes as just yet another Transformers Instagram photographer with an official business card and some novels in the works. I don't know that I would describe that as just yet another, but he has awesome work. Check out his Instagram, YouTube, and TFW page. Plus, he's working on a pair of alt-universe novels that he sent me the mock-ups for, and they look and sound pretty cool. Check out Stop Clogg on YouTube for stop-motion Transformers videos. They wash over us like an unrelenting tide. We soon shall be overrun. Lucas But Art wants you to check out their Instagram, where they do art, often of the Transformers as anime girls. Also, hi Basil! The Cooking Collective wishes you all a happy Halloween, happy birthday to his brother Bonehop, which should be around this time of the month, and he wants you all to know that his commissions are open, so he can fund other projects he has in mind. He has a few rules, they're on screen right now. Profile pictures are $10, and larger character sprites are $15. You can contact him through his Twitter if you're interested. Cohen Kendrick wants me to wish a happy early birthday to Meme Slides. Still don't know what that is. Artist Victor Wilfong would like you to check out their DeviantArt page, where they do tons of unique alt-world takes on the Transformers, like Beast Wars 1880 or Transformers Schism. I even had input on some of his designs. The Dalian Arts also made me some badass fan art for what he thinks my faction badge would look like, and I absolutely love them, man. Thank you so much. These are super cool. I want these on a shirt. Lastly, TFMasterpeice Man is doing some pretty great Transformers art on Instagram. I feel like there were an equal number of Instagrammers and stop-motion animators today. Maybe they're equalizing. Or maybe they're joining forces to overtake all of humanity. Anyways, happy Halloween everyone, hope you have a spooktacular day, and before I go, I would like to welcome you all to the new PerspectiveEnd Discord server. I am sad to abandon the old one. I have had good memories there, but it never quite became what I wanted to give you. Thank you to everyone who helped me build and run it all this time. To be clear, I'm not closing the server, but it is no longer the official PerspectiveEnd one. So, please enjoy the new and hopefully much chiller PerspectiveEnd official Discord server. And that's not half what I have to say, but it's enough what I have to say. And I know, you know, what everyone else tells you to do at the end of these videos. So, if you liked what you saw here, please do that. And if you'd like to take it a step further, then please, share this video with any friend you think may be interested. I hope you all enjoyed listening to me waste your time.